Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while, so I hope you're keeping well and safe and dry and warm. It's been pretty cold and wet and dark the last few days, but the sun is out, the rays are shining, so I hope you're catching some of these rays. If this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you gain some benefit. Today's session, I wanted to share some ideas on reacting versus responding. So first, let's look at reaction. From a spiritual viewpoint, I am a soul and I have this body. I act through this body. I live in the middle of my forehead and I see through my eyes. I hear through my ears, I speak through my mouth. I act, I move through my hands, my legs, and I act. I create karma through my body. Action equals karma. So being really aware what kind of actions I am taking through my body is very important. Whether it's through words, or whether it's through other types of action, doesn't matter. It creates karma. So being aware that I need to make sure that my action is uplifted, my vibration is uplifted, not lower vibration, negative reactions. So that's the first thing. I, the soul, act through my bodily costume. Then I interact with other souls through their bodily costumes. Okay, so we have relationships through these bodies. The problem is we forget and we start thinking, believing that I am this body, that I have no control. Okay, so when I am a soul acting through this body, which we all are on this earth stage, on this worldly stage, then I can practice and do my best to create elevated karma, elevated action, which will give me a positive return. When I create negative action, negative karma, I'm going to get the consequences of that as well. Okay, so action and interaction. That's it. The problem is when we are not in control, because we start believing we are these bodies, we start believing that emotions are part of life, which really emotion is our fight or flight response. It lets us know that we are in physical danger and we need to run or we need to stand and fight to protect ourselves. Unfortunately, these days, emotions are running so incredibly hot, which is where reaction comes in. Imagine if you're near a poison ivy plant. Logically, you know not to touch it, but curiosity might get the better of you and you're going to try and touch it. Your body is going to react. Okay, it's going to get itchy, it might even hurt. Okay, same as if there's a hand grenade. You know consciously not to go near a hand grenade. If you saw a hand grenade lying on the ground, you would probably either step away or you would run. Ideally, you would be aware that, okay, this is dangerous, I need to step away and I need to alert someone. But these days, because we're so out of control of our own emotions, we would probably just get frightened and run. Okay, which is the fight or flight response. Yes, it's saying you're in danger, get out of the way. But if I am in control of my own bodily responses, then I can act in a more powerful way. I can respond as opposed to react. I'm hoping that's making sense so far. Because you wouldn't go anywhere near a hand grenade, okay? Unfortunately, many people these days, because their emotions are running so high, it's like carrying a hand grenade in their pocket. And if we get near them emotionally, especially if they're not dealing with their own stuff, or I'm being sensitive and I'm being reactive, chances are I'm going to get hurt by their hand grenade in their pocket. Because if they're not in control of their own emotions and I react to that, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to hand over my power straight over to this person or the situation in front of me. When I hand over my power, I have no control over how I respond. That's the difference between reacting and responding. When I react, I'm not in control of my own faculties. And I will react in a negative way, most possibly. Okay, so just really being aware of how I need to learn to regulate my own emotional well-being, my own mental well-being, so that I can respond to what's going on around me. There's a lot of fear, a lot of anger, a lot of angst in the world today. And looking around, it doesn't take Einstein to see why. Okay, there's lots of not so nice things happening in the world. And so all the more reason for me to be in control, become the master of my own physical vehicle. Because reality is the only thing I have control over is over myself. And if I've been a very reactive person to my external surroundings, it's going to take a little bit of practice. But don't let that deter you. Recognize that you have the ability, because we all as souls have the ability to change our inner dimensions, our inner, how we respond, how we react. Okay, when I'm feeling low in energy, or when I'm not well, or when I'm being emotionally depleted or emotionally reactive, it's going to be really easy to react to other people's negative behaviors. And as Brahma Kumaris, we live by a saying, or we try to live by this saying, that to not give sorrow, but to not take sorrow. Because either way, it's the different side of the coin of body consciousness. Whether I give sorrow or whether I take sorrow, I'm hurting myself as a soul. And that becomes my karma. Okay? If I react in a negative way to someone else's bad behavior, not only might I be enabling them, but I'm also creating negative karma for myself, which at some point I need to repay. And looking in the world today, there's a lot of settlement happening. And if we're aware of that, then we can quietly and silently just keep working on myself. Not point the finger and go, they should be doing this, they should be doing that, oh, I wish I could change this person, I wish that, No. That in itself is negative action, because I'm creating negative karma, because I'm judging others for not being in control of their own bodily costume. Most people have forgotten who they are spiritually, so we have no right to judge another. We're all struggling in some form, in some way, so the more I can be in control of my own body, my costume, my reactions, my actions, my interactions with others, the more I'm going to be able to respond. And when I respond, think of the word responsibility. Often when I ask, when I'm doing a workshop or in class or whatever, when I ask people what responsibility means for them, often they straight away feel heavy, because we think of worldly responsibilities. But if you think of the word responsible, It is the ability to respond in a positive, life-giving, uplifting manner, as opposed to reacting in a destructive, soul-crushing manner. Because some people can behave in such a way that it can feel like it's crushing your soul. And the more I react to that as opposed to respond, I'm not truly being responsible. So when I understand that responsibility means to respond to what's going on around me, regardless of what I'm seeing. Okay, someone might be behaving really badly. They might be jumping up and down in front of me. But if I don't react, one, I'm not enabling them. Two, I'm not giving my power to them. And three, by responding in a calm manner, because I'm clear on what I need to do, even if that means to step away from that hand grenade for a minute, then I'm actually giving power to the situation. I'm actually giving the situation an opportunity to cool down. And it gives myself an opportunity to check myself to make sure that I'm not reacting and giving my power away. And I know I can still react, and especially if I'm feeling down or, if I've had issues with my body. But I work constantly on I'm working on responding, being responsible. And when I'm being responsible for my soul, for myself and my body, my material responsibilities will automatically be met. And that's the difference. So I'm hoping that's making it quite clear for you, because it's a really beautiful understanding where and recognition of, okay, I'm giving my power away. That means I'm taking sorrow. When I'm taking sorrow, I'm creating negative reactions, which means I'm creating negative karma. Okay, so somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to repay that. So the less negative reactions I have, which means I have to turn inward into my own heart space, turn upward, and reconnect with the divine source of all energy, the Supreme Soul. We know them as the Supreme Soul, the only one that can pull us up from all this quagmire of mud, of emotional mud and heavy vibration. Okay, and there's plenty of lower vibrational beings in the world today who refuse to take responsibility for their own actions. They either refuse or they are in complete denial about their own unhealed childhood traumas, their own unhealed past. And so what will happen is they will poke someone else. So they get a reaction to make themselves feel better about it. It's pretty screwed up, but that's the world we live in today. So being aware of how someone else can help trigger. So I hear this a lot. People say, but they keep triggering me. And I have to remind them, but it is your trigger. Yes, but they're triggering me. Even if they're triggering you deliberately, it is still something that is unhealed within you. And so this is not about letting anyone else off the hook. That's not my job. Karma takes care of all that. It's, the law of cause and effect. I don't need to hold someone else accountable for their behavior. God knows I've tried in the past. It doesn't work. Okay? I am not accountable for someone else's unhealed traumas, unhealed emotional stuff, whatever it might be. I'm not responsible for someone else's bad behavior. So let me be really clear and not take that on, because if I become the savior, for example, I will become the people pleaser. And when I please people, when I try to save others, I'm not giving them the opportunity to recognize their own stuff that they need to heal. So let me keep rising above it, no matter how difficult. Let me keep turning inward and checking in on myself and make sure that my vibration is up, my inner light is on, so that no darkness can try and penetrate that. Because there's a lot of darkness in the world today, and that darkness will try and penetrate you. So the weaker I am in my own spiritual power, the more the dark will try and enter me. The stronger I am in my inner light and shine it outward, that darkness cannot penetrate, because that light is my protection. Okay? But that protection, I need to keep working on that. I can't just go, oh yeah, I'm light, and just forget about it and just behave the way I react and, blame others and judge others. And no, it means I need to live an elevated life. I need to live a soul-conscious life, not a body-conscious life, because that's when I react, that's when I enable others, that's when I give away my power. And then I might even go into the victim mentality and go, it's not fair. Why is this happening? Martyrdom serves no one. Servitude serves no one. It only enables others to keep stuck in their own negative and bad behavior, even destructive behavior. Okay? And if I take that on, then I become part of that. I need to just let it go, surrender it upwards. Not your job to fix that. Fix yourself. Work on yourself. Heal yourself. Empower yourself so that you can respond and be responsible as opposed to react and lose that power and become part of the problem in the world. So I hope that makes sense for you, and any questions, any comments, feel free to leave a comment down below, and I look forward to having another chat next time. So let's finish off with a bit of a meditation. So just sitting quietly in your comfortable, chosen position. Taking a couple of gentle, even breaths deep down into your belly. And as you breathe out, release any tension, any fear, any judgments of yourself or of others. Release any shame or blame or feelings of not being good enough. And allow yourself to just turn inward into your mind, into the middle of your forehead, where you, the soul, the being of light, resides. The world is still going on around you, and you're very well aware of it. But just for a few moments, allow yourself to just be that tiny point of light in the middle of your forehead. Just observe through your eyes, without attachment, without commentary, just silent. Tiny point of star in the middle of your forehead. A wonderful way to recharge, to reset yourself, And you can do this anytime, anywhere. It only takes a minute to turn inward and upward and remind yourself who you truly are, a being of light, a being of love and power, gentle, kind, yet strong, compassionate, most of all, having self-respect. When you remember who you are as a soul, and able to just drop the body for a little while and just be that pinpoint of light in the middle of your forehead. You remember how beautiful and how worthy you really are. And you can't help but feel respect for yourself. And when there is respect for yourself, that light will shine bright, and others will respect that about you. They may not know or understand, but they will see there's something different. And it is that light that everyone is searching for. So be that guiding light for others. Remind them who they are by simply being yourself. Not only will it stop you from being weighed down by the behavior of others, but you'll be able to transform the situation and uplift those who may be struggling even more than you. So rather than focus on someone else's bad behavior, remember yourself as a beautiful being of light, so that you can remember that they too are beings of light. They've simply forgotten who they are and lost their way. And when souls lose their way, they can behave in a terrible manner. But stay light and recognize that they are lost. Don't buy into their darkness. Don't give power to their darkness by reacting. Don't take things personal. Because when you take things personal, you are being body conscious, not soul conscious. And when you are body conscious, you will react. And so the cycle continues. So just for a few minutes throughout your day, allow yourself to pull up. Apply the brake in your mind and turn inward and just work on your inner light and your upper connection. Not only will that stop you from reacting, it will strengthen you at the same time. And the stronger you become, the less likely you will react. Instead, you will be your own hero actor. You'll be in creative control of your own story, and you will inspire others to do the same. So take a nice breath once again and allow that light in the middle of your forehead to spread throughout your whole body, bringing life, bringing light to your body, to your actions, to your interactions with others. Om Shanti.